King Lawler that just came in a few moments ago. We understand that Jerry Lawler has bruised ribs and King Lawler that just came in a few moments ago. We understand that.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of your Scottish podcast of all things WWE. I am your host, Arran, and here is my co-host, John. How are you, John?
Not bad finish, so just not long in the door.
Do you have a good week and everything else?
Yeah, it's been decent. It's been a enough week, like it's been yesterday. Now left to you guys.
Yeah, and so we are going to speak about Raw from last week, NXT, SmackDown, Raw from this week, along with NXT and SmackDown. And then obviously there is the announcement about ESPN and Peacock, which we'll touch a little bit on as well. So getting into it, Monday Night Raw on the 11th of August. It starts with an LA Knight and CM Punk segment. Take it away, John.
This built up to LA Knight getting his World Heavyweight title match, didn't it?
Yeah.
Come out and spoke about how he never how he hasn't had a proper shot at the belt. I think it was.
Yeah.
And that he every time he tried to get a shot or he got a shot, it was always interrupted by somebody from like Seth's protege.
Yeah.
I actually thought it built up to a really good segment throughout that whole show.
Yeah. I think you're right. It was just yeah, it was. It was a promo with him. So the LA Knight and the Vision interrupted CM Punk's promo.
That was it.
He vowed his disappointment from events at MetLife Stadium would only fuel him to regain the title and reiterated his hatred for Rollins, who claimed he was trying to be Punk. And then obviously LA interrupted him, big ovation, blah, blah, blah. There's more back and forth with the Vision and everything else. And then obviously that there was a match that we'll speak about later on in the evening, which is obviously that's where we'll go. I thought it was good to see the difference of the promos and stuff, and the segment was further the story ahead of what could potentially be a triple threat World Heavyweight Championship match, and stuff. So, mate, this match was funny. Oh wow! So in between all that, you get a little segment backstage in the Judgment Day clubhouse, and they're just talking about different things and championship and stuff like that. But the first actual match of the evening was AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus Dominic Mysterio and El Grande Americano. Now, mate, obviously Dominic Mysterio and that because they challenged El Hadji Del Vecchio. They challenged for them at Triple Mania on the Saturday before after that Monday night. So before there was it was just honestly it was so funny how we had all the three interactions of El Grande Americano again, and something that was actually nothing has actually physically now turned into something, if you know what I mean. And it's really good to actually see that yes, they've had to do a change of curve because obviously with Chad Gable being injured and everything else, and I get all that and stuff, but it was just, and obviously yes, Mysterio and obviously Americano defeated AJ Styles and Dragon Lee.
Did,
No,
didn't wasn't there not like a bit where Mysterio put the mask on and put the thing inside his and then headbutted AJ?
yeah, I thought it was so funny, man. It was no, carry on, but sorry, I'm cutting you off. Carry on.
That whole the whole El Grande Americano thing, like you said, is great, and it's nice to see how they're evolutionizing it.
Because obviously, as we know, it was initially Chad, and then it changed, and then you've got Ludwig. I still haven't managed. I don't know about you, but I still haven't managed to work out who the third one is yet. Definitely got the second one, 100%. I definitely think the second one is Pete Dunne. The third one, I just have no absolute clue who the
I
third.
think it's Triple A.
No, that's a very good shout. Like, you never even thought of that. But yeah, no, it was just funny how they're building with it and everything else, and then obviously that continues with like Triple Mania and stuff. What happens with that? And so match number 2 of the evening for Monday Night Raw on the 11th of August, because that was how long ago this actually was. It was Sami Zayn versus Rusev. And obviously, yes, Sami Zayn won via DQ. And take it away. Yes, Brian Douglas, welcome to the party. I know we are talking pish, but that's why we are here to talk pish.
Yeah, no, I'm loving seeing the interaction between Rusev and Sheamus because they're both just not long returned.
It was
To the
Sami
company.
Zayn. Oh yeah, that'll be why Sheamus came in. Yeah, sorry, that's why you mentioned Sheamus. Sorry, forgetting that he gets involved in this.
Like I say, I still think we're going to get this unofficial tag team between
Like
Rusev
what we
and
did when Cesaro was here, how they had the different series, and then they had. See it could be going that way, but we just don't know. If you know what I mean. Now you're talking more piss than normal. You need me on here. Go away, Brian. At
well,
least I
maybe.
know that Facebook is working, because obviously before we came on, I was having technical issues and none of my streaming stuff was actually doing anything. So the fact that he's actually talking on Facebook tells me, right, that's fine. We're actually out there to other folk as well, not just Brian, because it was telling me before we first came on, no, Facebook's not connected. And I'm like, what the heck? So that's good to see that it is actually working in the chat as well. So thank you, Brian. Look, see Rusev, he's ridiculously good at egging folk on and getting on with the crowd while being the way he is and how he's over. And like, yeah, no, he fought Sammy and there was DQ because of all this stuff with MFT's solo and Sheamus getting a little bit involved as well. But I do see that changing going forward, because obviously I'm sure that is now Sami Zayn is now a fledgling member actually of Raw.
Yeah, he's
Now on Raw, and obviously we'll talk about someone else when we get to Friday night as well, because at the moment he's currently on Raw but moves to SmackDown. Io
So I
Sky.
think draft
Hmm?
soon.
So yes,
I
I
think
think there is a draft soon, but I think what they're doing just now is they're just actively trading stars between both shows. So it looks like that's the way it looks, and I'm wondering if it's because with the draft coming up, and then because we have war games and stuff, if this is to filter in with different teams, that if Sam is going to be involved, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Then we get. Wait a minute. So yeah. I'm trying to read my notes here. That makes it worse. Yes. So we it's a lot. Is it Roxanne Perez in that? Yes. So it's Io Sky and Roxanne Perez versus Roxanne Perez. But obviously before this, there was a segment. I don't know if you remember, John, but well, this is what I'm loving, how we are getting to see. I know we've both spoke about Unreal quite a few times on these when we've been on, but how you're letting that see play out, like because on that documentary on Netflix, sorry, it mentioned about you seen what how the gorilla works and how they do different things to get from point A to point B, and if there's no middle ground or whatever. But the fact that we're still getting to see. Yeah, you maybe don't see the guys that are in gorilla, but you see them before they go out having an interaction in the gorilla position. And this is where it happened, and where the Kabuki
Yeah.
Warriors are office, and they offered to have the back of EO and stuff, and that. So, and then basically the EO's music hits, EO then goes out, and then she then has a fight with Roxanne Perez. Take it away, my friend, because I am so much loving Roxanne Perez in the Judgment Day, and her and Raquel Rodriguez at the moment as a tag team is just something entirely different.
Like this match, from what I can remember and what I seen of it, were the spots were amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that like Roxanne's just came up from like NXT,
Yeah,
and to see her just getting like coming in and going from strength to strength every week, and like they've given her a big role by putting her with the Judgment Day, a well-established stable,
100%.
and it's just incredible. Like I can see there being many times where she becomes a women's world champion
I
in the
agree.
future.
It's you could see that from the moment the transition, like obviously they tested the waters before they put her up there, and she'd been in like different shows and stuff like whether it was Raw and SmackDown, but they tested the water to see how she would fare against some of the higher upcoming talent, which is great to see. Obviously, this was a lengthy match, and obviously there was interference like there normally is in these type of matches because the Judgment Day either get involved or others. So, like Sky fended it off, and she remained focused on trying to put Perez away. But obviously, there was more interference after that, and from Rodriguez, which allowed Perez to try and expose the turnbuckle as they are the heels. That's what they do in these type of match. And then obviously the Kabuki Warriors interjected themselves into the match against Io Sky's wishes, and the distraction allowed the heel team to score the roll up with a handful of tights.
I was just about to say, was that not the one where the Kabuki Warriors actually cost
The cost of the
I
they because of the distraction when they got in to try and help her, because everybody with Roxanne there, so that's what she's then exposed the turnbuckle, and then but they didn't use it, and then they did the usual cheeky roll up that they do because there's the heels, and they got the three like obviously Roxanne won, so that was that. I do think because what's going on, there's going to be a time because what was seen from that in Raw. It, it'll not be long before the rest of the Kabuki Warriors, Kairi Sane and the other one I can't remember her name right now, and that's going to annoy me. Asuka. There we go. When I feel they're both going to turn. And they'll go their separate ways, and E will be left on her own, and they two will do something together, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
But honestly, Io Sky, she's just brilliant. So her and Perez together just work so well, and everything else. Right, then we get to, without me waffling any more crap than I need to, backstage interview with Jey Uso, and that's just discussing other like what's coming up with him and stuff and everything else, and looking towards him realigning himself with Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
After that, we get Maxine Dupree versus Becky Lynch. Now, I don't think this was a title match, but I also know that the Alpha Academy. No, it was. It was for. It was. Yeah, shit. Alpha Academy was at ringside for this.
Yeah, because it was Akira Tozawa and Natalia that was at ringside.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've not really seen much of Maxine Dupree in the ring.
No, you
but
haven't.
The training she's got and the way she's took to Natalia's training has certainly shown that she can go in the ring.
Mm-hmm. No, 100%. Obviously, as we know, Becky Lynch retained and she controlled most of the match, but like it was that close that Maxine almost caused the upset and actually beat her. In which, like you say, you could see what she's doing with Natalia in the dungeon and stuff. And yes, obviously at the moment in WWE, Natalia's not getting used. It's more backstage in segments with other folk. But I'm loving what I'm seeing with her, the way her character is when she's on Bloodsport, and just how she does not give any two shits, and the way she goes. Now that character, and I know the WWE have, that's why they're able to do that, because they get on with the promoter there. But I would love to see the character that she plays there being incorporated into WWE eventually for Natalia, because it just looks. I know it's different because what they do over there is different in Bloodsport and everything else. But even like in the match, if she was to incorporate some of the character stuff that she's doing over there in the WWE side of things, I think it'll be class as anything. And I know she doesn't need to be in the ring and she's maybe happy being backstage, but you could see that she still enjoys being in the ring when she's in Bloodsport as well, if you know what I mean. It's really, it's interesting when I seen a clip of it the other night, and I know we're digressing, but it's purely just because we're speaking about Maxine Dupree and the fact that Natalia was with her as well. I just think if we had that Natalia in WWE, it would be quite something different and not anything we've expected before, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I just can't believe that she near enough did get that upset, but obviously Becky won with a disarmer, and which is fine. And Becky as a heel is just, she's so good at it, so good at doing what she needs to do to be the heel, if that makes sense. Like, and doing whatever else that in that, if you know what I mean. And that it was just like, obviously the cheap shot to Natalia at the end as well, to continue to tease a potential showdown between them. Like, because obviously remember based on the last high profile match at SummerSlam 6 years ago was with Becky Lynch and Natalia. So with that's teasing for something. It might not be at the end of this month, because I think that's maybe too soon, but it might be WrestlePalooza in September, which is in the next PLE, which we'll obviously talk about just before we go off the show and stuff. But
ahead with AEW that day.
I can't remember. I think there might be, buddy. Yes, I'm not 100% sure, but I think there might well be. And then you get obviously the main event of the evening, which was obviously set up for the start of the show, which is the Vision and Punk and LA Knight versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, because they're called Division. But this match, mate, wasn't even a match if you think about it, because all the shenanigans in between and involved and everything else, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And that's that's right. That's why when, because of what happened in this, with all the interference with like say Rollins, Bronson Reed, everything else. But before this match, sorry, like there was a package featuring Bailey discussing her status as a role model and the numbness she's currently feels because of what happened at SummerSlam and stuff. And then before we then get to the ring, we've also got another backstage segment where Rhea Ripley, she approaches Io Sky and warned her about the Kabuki Warriors, like what we spoke about, saying that there's tension there and that they could potentially split. And then we get to the main event of what happens. Take it away because I've covered everything else for you, buddy.
No, this tag match was, like you say, it wasn't really a match.
No.
Like, it was looking for the most, really.
Yeah. Well, it was a good match, as you say, right? It really was. Go on, bud. Sorry, carry on.
But like I say, it's too much. Like we'll have this every Raw. Like we'll have the tag match ending. We'll have Seth or LA Knight or whatnot starting the show, and it just I would like them to start the show and finish the show with something different.
Yeah, rather than getting the same sort of rehash things that, like, because we're seeing the same era on Smack, not seeing it on NXT yet, but we're seeing kind of similar idea on SmackDown as well. When stuff like that happens, I get what you're saying. If they're going to have a segment and it builds in a fight, if they're going to have that as a match, it doesn't have to be a main event. They can have it somewhere else and have something else as a main event, if you know what I mean, and stuff. But obviously, with it, we know what happens. There's all the backwards and forwards. Braun Breaker doing his spear. Fuck me, wow! I still cannot believe that he runs the speed that he runs and is able to do what he does in the ring. It's absolutely fucking phenomenal. Obviously, that's because of all the shenanigans and everything else, and the disruption with Seth coming out. And obviously Jey Uso comes to the fray as well. So the match, obviously, yes, ends in a disqualification, which then, as we've already spoke about, they beat Punk down. That's what it is. They're all beating him down before Jey Uso comes. So Jey Uso at this point, due to my confusion, sorry, didn't actually get involved. He basically made the save. And then because of everything that went on, that's where Adam Pearce, I was about to say Nicaldis, announced for Clash of Paris. It'll be a fatal four-way against Punk, Jey Uso, LA Knight for his title at Clash in Paris. And then basically they all responded again, the heels, by putting them all to waste, and that was the close of the show, if you know what I mean.
Didn't Roman not appear as well?
I think he did actually, yeah.
And then Bronson stole his
Yeah,
shoes again.
so no, after what Uso and Punk getting laid out all by the heels again, and I wouldn't be surprised if, because I think that was this week he turned up. I don't think he was there on the 11th. I don't think he was, but it wouldn't surprise me if any of the rest of them challenge. But we'll wait till we get to that because they have there's a match for that. Sorry, but like you, I thought overall a great show again, but it's just too much of shenanigans and also too much of getting the same repetitive stuff to open the show and then close the show.
Yeah.
Then we move on to, excuse me, that was sore. NXT the next night, and the show opens with, I don't think there's a segment to open the show actually. I do think it started with Nia Jax and Lash Legend.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
There you go. Take it away. Take it away, my friend.
Seeing Lash Legend the way she is absolutely incredible. I know we touch on it every week.
Yeah.
But the fact that they don't have anything for Nia on the main roster, so they're chucking down NXT to help elevate the women's talent is just incredible.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know it's her second cousin who's the manager of NXT, but
Yeah.
I think the fact that they don't show that they don't connect the dots there when they're on TV, they just act as if they don't know each other. It's great.
Mm.
And but yeah, did Nia lose this match?
No, Nia won the
Can't remember.
match, actually. It was Nia won.
But yeah,
Legend, she almost, like the same with what happened with Becky and Maxine Dupree, she almost had the match won. But two annihilators from Nia Jax put her down for the 3 count. So, but I agree with you. As we go on about it every other week with Lash, she is just something else. And to see her to be able to work alongside Nia Jax as well and do it so well is it's just I can't wait till we actually get to see Lash on the main roster because yeah, it might take a bit of time, but I think when she gets there, sky's the limit now. But I think the sky's going to be more the limit for her when she gets to the main roster.
I absolutely agree with you there.
There was obviously a segment before it where Hank and Tank were showing a misunderstanding Eve in the parking lot. She had something in her eye, so they kept assuming it meant that they could attack Dark State, even though she clearly told him to stay out of the match, which is quite funny. But as well, I don't know if you remember and noticed though, but Lash Legend, when she's lifting Nia off the mat, but she's doing it so slow. Like she was doing it slowly, lifting her. I thought, because you're no leverage whatsoever to do that, and that was all just like strength for her, if you know what I mean. And I thought,
Yeah.
I'm sitting watching it back, and I'm like thinking, holy shit, this woman's bigger, slightly probably a lot heavier, but how the hell with your brute core and strength is she able to do that? But I loved how they incorporated that into it as well. So
Yeah.
the second match of the evening was Charlie Dempsey versus Mr. TNA's Joe Hendry.
Oh, the work that Mr. Henry's putting in is absolutely unreal.
Yep.
I know we say it every week as well, but it's when he comes out, the crowd are absolutely on form, especially singing the song.
Yeah, the ovation he gets every week he comes out. Every week
Yeah.
without fail, mate. It's just like he goes round and it's I believe and then it's wow. You know what I mean? Obviously yes, Joe beat Charlie, but again, you're right. It's just again, if and when his TNA contract's up, I would hope that the dots align and the cross T's and I's and he signs with WWE and actually potentially does NXT for a bit and then make the jump up to the main roster.
Remember, he has just given up the ownership of Discovery.
I know, mate. I know. I do remember that.
Big news about that as well. Congratulations to Mercedes Moné.
Mm-hmm. 9 belts, Monet.
9 belts, Moné.
It's mental, man.
How she gets through the airport with all those belts?
I know, mate. That's got to be hellish and hard as anything. Thinking, but they'll obviously know and everything else. If you know what I mean about it, it's just who would have thought, right? I've been in WWE, going away and then going to AEW, doing what she's doing over there, and then working in all these other different indie promotions because she's getting the umbrella to do it, and having 9 different belts. It's just like wow.
And she's a draw. She's a draw for attraction as well.
Oh
So.
yeah, 100%, mate. Absolutely 100%. Then we move on to match number 3 of the evening. Oh, excuse me. Fatal Influence versus Kiana Jordan and Lola Vice. Now, I thought this, me personally, I'm loving the way Fatal Influence have been set up and how they go about their stuff as a faction. And I do think potentially if Keelan Jordan and Lola Vice keep going the way that they're going as tags and stuff, if they add another person to that with them, they could have a 3v3 with Fatal Influence. And I think it'll be good to see where that can go with another female added into the mix. I don't know who to add, but I just think I'm just, as I say, I'm loving what they do. The match itself, obviously, before it, sorry, Josh Briggs came out to give a promo about Yoshi Inamura, but the crowd was booing and then chanting so much that no one was listening to what he said. And he challenged his former friend to a street fight, and he came to the ring to accept it, obviously. And then there was more backstage
That was the
segments.
main event, I believe.
No,
Saying that, Josh, was it not?
no, I don't think it was. If it was,
Oh,
I've not wrote it down, so we're fine. But after that, there was before we get to the match, there was more backstage segments. Jesse Jane and Fallon Henry took on Vice and Jordan in the tag action. They were at the ringside to support Fatal Influence, um, and then Masha Slavovich and Ash by Elegance were in the crowd watching the match,
yeah.
which I completely and utterly forgot about. But the match itself, I don't think it did what it needed to do for what's going on with around the girls together, and to see the others, because obviously Ash by Elegance and Slamovich, because what's going on further down the line with Heatwave coming up and stuff as well, if you know what I mean. It makes sense them being at ringside at the PC and everything else as well. But yeah, the Jordan and Lola Vice obviously defeated the Fatal Influence. Oh yeah, Jordana Grace as well. She gave an interview that seemed to be an attempt to make Blake Monroe's make it be about a body shaming thing, which I didn't understand and didn't get why, if that makes sense.
Yeah. But well, Fatal Influence, they're looking into getting a new song because um the AI's incorporated somebody else's voice.
Yes, and it's not what, yeah, and which I think is wrong, mate. It's not right. But these things happen. We don't know why they happen, but they just do. But I did see that, and I'm glad that you've remembered because I forgot. So that's why we work together on different things. It's great. Um, oh man,
Match was
then
great. I thought Fatal Influence are getting better and better,
mm,
and so is so is Jordan and Vice. Vice is amazing.
yeah,
Like, she's got so much talent that just needs to be revolutionized.
100%. I totally agree with you there. And then we get Alba Fire versus Kendall Gray. Now, Kendall Gray, if memory serves me correct, is from Evolve or is from the
She was in season one of
yes,
Legends Future.
that's what Legends. Yes, the Legends. I couldn't remember. I just like to see, obviously, the fact that she was there. Evolve's Kendall Gray got the big opportunity. She took on Alba Fire. Chelsea Green obviously watched from backstage with Ethan Page. But Piper Niven was at ringside. Um,
Yeah,
I didn't realise because obviously she's been in and around. Kendall's been there for at least near enough 2 and a bit years. She's been in and around NXT. Now I had no clue until I was searching up something the other day when I was writing down my notes for tonight, and I was like, "Wait a minute, what the hell? 2 years?" And like,
yeah,
it shows that you could be in and around the company, right, and working with people, but then you get it's the right time in the right place and everything all aligning for you, if you know what I mean, to go in and get your next move and your next match.
100%.
I thought it was a good match, but I think based on what it was, it lacked something. I think it needed something more. But obviously, Alba Fire won. I think it needed. I don't know what, but for me, I get that out there again. I think with Chelsea and that because they don't have something. They're trying to do something with them and Ethan Page and stuff, if you know what I mean. So it was.
I think that Heatwave, Western Page, and Secret Hearth versus they'll probably just it might be Dark State because they've got a woman in their stable as well.
I never thought of that. And then we move on to the main event of the evening, which I never thought we'd see this or see him in WWE ring in my freaking life, because I have seen him live myself. But obviously it's Dark Straight versus Williams, Moose, Femi, and Evans. Never in a million years. Now I know Moose is in TNA and everything else, and he's a brilliant worker and all that, but I never thought that I'd actually see him in a WWE ring. So the fact that I love him as a wrestler, and the fact that yes, he's in TNA and they still have that partnership, it's great to see that we're getting to see, for folk that potentially just watch TNA, right, and only see Moose on that, but for us that watch both to see him on in TNA and NXT because of the partnership, the same with Joe and others that are going over there with Slamovich, Jordana Grace, who's now NXT. I think it's just brilliant to see that the partnership that WWE has, not with just TNA, but with other companies now, because years gone back, what's going on in WWE now wouldn't be happening, if you know what I mean. It's just,
Absolutely.
obviously, Dark State won this match. Take it away, John, because I've hyped up Moose. I'll let you carry on with anybody else.
I think this match never really worked because I think jealousy got the better of some competitors on the other team, and then it showed that Dark State can work better as a team than opponents, basically.
Yeah,
And it showcased that Javon was
Oh,
out.
Javon, wow, mate, what a talent he is. He's just again, he's getting better. Just with not that, just with the people that he's in the ring with as well, though. He's getting so much better, and it's sky for him is the limit, and I am looking forward because when we get to NXT for this week, we'll touch on Heatwave because they've announced some matches for Heatwave, which is actually tonight. Heatwave is tonight, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Don't wait, I might be wrong, but I'm sure NXT Heatwave is tonight. Heatwave 2025.
It's just the 24th of May, 24th of
Yeah,
August.
tonight. It's tonight, mate.
We've not even done predictions for that yet.
We could do that. No, yeah, but we don't. Remember, we don't on the we don't do NXT on the prediction stuff.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's only WWE, TNA, and AEW.
Right, okay.
Because when the reason on that why we don't do NXT is because you could have Halloween Havoc, which is actually on a regular Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Or like if they do In Your House, that's a regular Tuesday night. So that's one of the reasons why we don't. But yeah, sorry, I'll close that. I've got that ready for when I need it. But yeah, obviously, as you say, you're right. But Dark State won this match. But what happens at the end? Oh yeah, Hank and Tank get involved and get like they were told not to, and they take them out to end the show. Basically, it's just I thought we weren't getting any of this with uh, NXT, but it looks like we're getting similar stuff that we'd get at Raw and SmackDown as well, which is I get they all run together and whatever else, if you know what I mean. But it's like, what? Why do we need to have it and or whatever, if you know what I mean? But again, I
Yeah.
thought it was a good show, really good show, and it worked for what was needed for everything else that goes in it, and it built for stuff that for tonight as well. And obviously next week, which we'll be touching on soon, builds more for what happens on tonight's show on Heatwave. I'm just making sure I haven't missed anything from stuff on my notes here. Oh yeah, because Ethan Page and Heights had an exchange after the match, which led to Tyra Steele taking out everyone in the ring. That was that. That was that. Yeah, that's it. I haven't missed anything actually, so that's fine. I don't think it was a bad show. I think, as I say, it's built towards what it needs.
You on about Tavian Heights?
Yes.
Yeah, Tavian Heights. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a talent and a half himself.
Oh, mate,
He's
honestly,
incredible.
I'm just looking forward to seeing where it goes and how everything else goes, if you know what I mean, for him, because it's just phenomenal to see what he's doing just now for. That's the wrong one. Right, SmackDown, 15th of August. And it opens with the Solo Sokoa and the MFTs. Take it away, my friend. If you remember much,
They
that is.
didn't they not come out and like say there was no real challengers for Solo's United States champion, and then we get Sami Zayn coming out.
So here we go, here we go, here we go.
Just trying to remember everything.
Yeah, no, it's okay. So Solo and his friends got started MFT's entrance. He talked some trash about running the blue brand before Zami came out to respond. Once Solo got his friends to leave the ring so Zayn felt comfortable, Zayn thanked him for running his chances of challenging for the world title because he's freeing him up to focus on the goals like, as you say, the United States Championship. That's it. Sami Zayn is now officially a SmackDown superstar. And we'll cover the other one on when we get to Raw. So obviously attacked him, and then Big Jim made the save. Came out to help. Took out Jacob for two to even the odds. And that so. I think see where the way their promo started with Soul and MFTs and how it went. I think it was lacking. But see, when Sammy got there, it just went up a notch. It clicked. It got better and stuff. But it accomplished everything that they needed to accomplish. And the fact that introducing Sami Zayn as now a SmackDown superstar, which is I'm looking forward to seeing Sammy on SmackDown. If I'm totally honest, him and Big Jim teaming up and stuff. If you know what I mean.
Like on Raw, I think Raw, you need to really be that top player.
Yes, 100%, mate. 100%.
Whereas SmackDown, you can be up there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like using the A and B show titles, but SmackDown is more agile and more free running than Raw.
Yes, I agree. And like as we say, how we're getting it filtered down with everything else because what happened here and Big Jim coming out and then Sammy and whatever else. Nick Aldis, what does he then do? Books a tag match for later on in the evening with obviously two of the MFTs and Sami Zayn and Jimmy Uso, which was the main event of the night.
Can we just rename Nick Aldis now to Aldis Long?
Oh man, John, that is absolutely fucking class. Honest to God, wow. So yeah, he does all that, and then we get Alexa Bliss versus Piper Niven. Obviously, I'm loving. I know we say it every week. We talk about SmackDown and the fact they're now champs and stuff. I just love the chemistry that they have together. Even though they say they're frenemies and they've got the t-shirts and stuff to go with it. It's just they've ran with it together, right? And I think that's what's great is they've ran with it, but so have the company ran with it as well. They've said yes, we're not friends, but they've escalated it more, and which is it's great to see, if you know what I mean. Obviously, she accompanied her for Niven, and obviously Alba Fire and Chelsea Green. So she had the secret service was with that. Well, not the secret service because Chelsea's not the secret service. It's Piper and Alba that are the secret service. But honestly, you forget again, similar to Lash Legend and Nia Jackson NXT, the size difference. The
Yeah.
size difference. But what I thought was funny as well, though, because obviously she took control of the match, and then it looked like she was going to go after the Alexa's doll, but Bliss jumped on her with sleeper hold,
Yeah, yeah.
and stuff. So I thought, you know what, it was good. It was also good to see them still having the interaction with the rest of them out with, and obviously, yes, again, nice for Bliss to get the win, but I don't think it would have did any harm if she didn't get the win, if you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and stuff for the teams and that. But I think if WWE wanted to make them a threat, like Piper Niven and Albert Fighter, a bit a threat for the titles, I, like to they two, they should have had Piper Niven win the match. If they seriously think they can be a threat to them for the belts, she should have won. If you know what I mean, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But that's just my
Oh,
opinion. Not everyone has. Um, do,
it's when Albert Fire. It's when they gave Albert Fire the straps with Isla Dawn, and like they just switched. But I think they done that because they were in Scotland,
yeah, yeah, no, you're right.
and then like, but I think they see Albert Fire as more of a threat now than what she was when she was with Isla Dawn,
Yeah,
because
yeah, 100%.
not, I'm not saying Isla Dawn's not like got the skills or the move sets or that, but the one that I know them as other names as well, but Fire and Piperman, they've been through so much
Oh yeah,
on the independence in Scotland, and then they've taken that across the pond, and they're just are doing absolutely incredible things over there.
you're right. It's just there was an attack after it. There was a post match beatdown as well. But what I think with that, and I don't know about you, but when this beatdown happened, Charlotte, sorry, sold it very, very well. Like when that beatdown happened, she sold it, and I was like,
Yeah,
wow. I'm thinking, right, I know people go on like that she did what she did to her knee and everything else, and then I'll go, oh, she's come back, she's getting a title, this is happening, that's happening. I'm like, wait a minute. And the fact that, yes, sure, it does have a belt, but it's a tag belt. Yes, the tag belt might not be as important, but you could see that she's happy to help put other girls over as well. Rather than getting the hate that she was getting, which is, I'm loving seeing that side, the fact that she's willing to, if there's going to be a post match beatdown after, she's willing to sell for the person that's doing it to her, if that makes sense. What do you think of the Miz and Melo's name?
what Melo don't miss.
Yes, ultimately honest, because that's the next match. It's them versus Fraxium.
It's a bit corny,
Yes, it is.
but I think I'm being honest here. I think with Carmelo Hayes going under with the Miz,
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna excel to bigger and better things when he leaves the Miz.
100%, mate. And I think it's right because, like, he was meant to be feuding with Carrie in the same way Sammy was, and obviously it looks like him and Scarlett are no longer here because obviously we don't actually know the full ins and outs because they at the moment on the WWE website they've been moved to the alumni section of thing. I know Scarlett Bordeaux did put out on her Instagram or Twitter anyway saying that she was taking bookings. But there was nothing normally because when stuff like that happens, it would be with both, but there was nothing. It was putting out her information, nothing to say anything about carrying, if you know what I mean.
I don't know if you've seen, but Karrion turned up at GCW.
Yes, I did see that. Yes, I did see that, mate. So we'll see. We'll
And
see
he's
what
also
happens.
been for another
Yeah. So no,
yeah,
I
he's
agree
been
with
around
you. I
for
think
another
it's
show as well.
right that he'll learn so much under him, but just the way that they're going about it just now, because they've just formed, it's like they don't trust each other still properly, and things like that. And you could see it in the
Yeah.
match. It's like, all right, I'm going to tag him, and then they look at each other going like as much as say, what the fuck? Why? You know what I mean? So yes, but obviously they won the match, so which was good. They got the win and everything else. But they're both brilliant. Miz and Mel are brilliant at what they do. And I agree with you that he's only going to, when they decide to either break up that team or do whatever with it, it's only going to make Mel a better star.
Yeah, because the Miz is like a locker room leader.
Yes. Well, remember what, if you remember about what the Miz had to go through, like all those years ago, because when being a reality star and everything else.
Yeah, he got kicked out of the locker room and everything, and then
Yep.
he earned that respect to get back.
Yeah, and it just shows you know what I mean? Then we go on to DIY versus Street Profits. This didn't even start. This didn't become a match at all.
No.
Because was this not when did Drew McIntyre not come out to talk about why he attacked Cody Rhodes last week? And then she said they didn't have an update on Rhodes' condition. That then there was so much the promo, and it ended without interruption. And then so they went to do the match. Yeah, no, the Street Profits did defeat them, but they came out or were on their way out, but they had this segment with Drew before it, which I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, why? You know what I mean?
So
But
what?
if it was
Yeah,
because they were setting that up before for the break or whatever, I can't actually remember. But if you know what I mean, it's just because obviously Candice LeRae got interfered as well. Remember in this match?
Yeah, but what was it like? Didn't the Street Profits not come out, and then like Drew was walking back, and then he turned around and gave them a weird look.
Yes, and then he carried on with his conflab and stuff.
Yeah,
But it's
he had that look in his eye, like, what the freaking hell are you doing out here right now?
yeah, exactly. But again, Montez Ford, fuck me, man. Wow.
Oh, that guy's someone else.
Honest to God, mate. It's just, he's not afraid to do anything, if you know what I mean. Obviously, yes, the Street Profits won, but it's just, you see what him, yes, where everybody knows him and Bianca Belair are married and stuff, but you see what they both do together in the ring, and you look at it and you think, holy shit. You know what I mean? It's like, wow. I don't know, did you ever watch their docu-series where they documented their career and everything else? And it gave you, like, I was not aware, right? And she's probably not the only one that does it, but the amount of, like, times for an effort she makes all her own gear. You know what I mean? And then the fact that when they talked about it for was it the SummerSlam or whenever it was that they were going for the belts or whenever it was in this documentary because it's ages ago I watched it now. But she made the gear for the boys as well. And I like thinking to myself, so you're making your gear, but then you're making the jacket that Montez and that are wearing as well. I'm thinking, holy fucking shit. You know what I mean? And it's amazing to see that. Yes, they work in the ring, do their matches and whatever else, but to then be doing gear on top of that as well is just unbelievable.
Like her hair, I didn't realise that long ponytail isn't actually her actual real
Yeah,
hair.
yeah, man. And it was just the reaction when like you see it when you take it off and he like plays it and went, "Oh, what did I do?" And I thought, "Oh, that is class." And then we get on to what we spoke about at the start of the show, the MTF versus Sami Zayn and Jimmy Uso.
You know what MTS stands for?
I can't remember, but I'm sure you're going to tell me.
My Family Tree.
Oh, fuck yeah. It is fucking hell. Wow. Wow. Wow.
It could stand for two things. It could stand for My Family Tree or My Family Ties.
That's very true, actually. I thought this was, how should we put it? A good match and a very good way for Mr. Sami Zayn to establish himself and get his win on his first night on SmackDown. Wouldn't it made sense, right? Him coming over to SmackDown, being in the main event, and him, Jimmy, and Jacob not winning. It would not make any sense. But Jacob Fatu again,
Absolutely.
fuck me, man. What a fucking, oh wow.
I seen a video at the end of this match.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't shown on where so Jacob does his like shake,
Yeah.
Sammy does it,
Oh no way! Wow.
and then like Sammy literally breaks Jimmy.
Oh no way! Wow! Wow. Um, yeah. So again, great show. Nothing to build for anything for leading to Paris, but I think that'll start to like some of it's starting when we start speaking about Monday Night Raw, and then obviously on Friday night, and then next week I think there'll be more of the build towards other stuff for Clash in Paris. So again, a
Yeah,
very
I mean,
nice show, but some stuff is always predictable. Too predictable, I think, but
up,
it was interesting, and I'm happy to see that Sammy is actually on SmackDown. It's going to be interesting to see where they go with it, if you know what I mean, John.
yeah, yeah.
Eh, Then we
And
move on. Say that again,
like I
buddy.
said, like you say, it's going to be interesting to see where they go because Sammy's got a huge amount of potential.
Oh yeah, 100%, mate. Then we move on to this Monday night's Raw past. So it starts, and I'm in the wrong bit of my book. I will get to it. Oh, kickoff show kicks off with the Vision because that is what Seth Rollins' group is now called. They kick off the show. I'm trying to find it again. There it is. No, it's not. They kick off the show. Obviously, he then gets interrupted by Jey Uso.
Yeah,
He's got a promo about Braun Breaker. That I thought, mate, that was class. Jey Uso interrupts him and goes on about Braun Breaker and saying, "Oh, Braun Breaker's just your little dog." Mate, I was in fits of fucking hysterics, man. I was just like, "Wow, how do you get from that to that?" And I'm like, "Wait a minute, what?" But yeah, I thought it was cool.
didn't somebody not call them what Ollie called them?
The Braun Brawns, yes. I can't remember who right now, and that's going to fucking annoy the living daylights out of me.
It was Punk. Punk said it.
Yeah. And then we get, after all that, the promo. I'm assuming, if I remember rightly, we get Io Sky versus Raquel Rodriguez. Oh, excuse me. Take it away, John. Sorry, Jesus.
I've only seen highlights of Raw because this week's just been a bit of a
Blah, blah, blah.
kerfuffle
Right,
trying to
okay.
but scene of the match, it was an absolute stealer
Yes.
of a match.
So they
And
address
it showed.
comes out, Heyman comes out, Tribal Chief. It was, you're right. Reigns turned up on Monday night. Not last week, it was this week.
All right, okay,
Heyman says what he says. They do an OTC chant during their segment. I'm just remembering this all
Yeah.
now. Just what? So the bell rings, blah blah blah. Yes, so that's right. So the match was going on, and when the match was going on with this, she goes to get go for the pin like Io Sky does, but because Roxanne Perez is there, she's outside. She puts the foot on the rope, so when it's close to it, and the referee misses it, and stuff like that. Which it's good to see that these things are still being incorporated, where a referee can make an error and not see something, if you know what I mean. Uh, so yeah, she won by pinfall. Um, and then obviously after that, Roxanne gets in the ring and then does the double team up. Then Rhea Ripley's music hits, makes a save, gets a huge ovation, and then they stand tall in the ring. So it
Yes.
could be they could be building towards something with them two down the line further. Then there was a backstage segment with the LA Knight. She asked him about his title match at Clash in Paris. Knight isn't worried about any plan B, plan C, or anything like that. Or multiply CM Punk. He walks over. Knight tells Redmond to stay. Punk says he wants something to be clear. He had two championship opportunities, but Punk stuck his nose in both of LA Knight's opportunities. It's a numbers game with Seth Rollins' group. Knight says it didn't work last week. Knight says when they go to Paris, one man will hold the title and it won't be Punk. It will be LA Knight. Yeah. And then walks off and Punk says no. Um, Main event, Jey Uso will battle Braun Breaker in an Extreme Rules match. The New Day and Grayson Waller head to the ring. And Xavier Woods then goes on to face Penta. And Penta wins that match.
Yeah.
Uh, Xavier Woods versus Penta. Xavier Woods is claiming that he's in mourning because of the hat that got ruined that cost him $18,000. They get in each other's faces and stuff, and I'm like, wow. You know what? Again,
Oh man,
I'm just loving the aura of Penta, like how he comes out and how everybody's into it and stuff. It's honestly,
but I
Penta
still
Driver.
think they should. I still think they should incorporate smooth operator.
Yeah, yeah, mate. European crowd, if they could get that over, it'd be very well. But we just need to wait
Yeah.
and see what happens. Obviously,
You
Penta kicks
remember?
him in the face and hits the Mexican Destroyer to win the match. Obviously. And he gets out the ring. He quickly gets out the ring, which is a wise move because if he didn't, it was probably going to be a 3-on-1 attack. And we'll probably got another segment from my Adam Pearce telling me we're going to have this match next week with blah 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 blah. If you know what I mean.
Remember, Raw's on at 8 p.m. UK time.
Yes, it is.
This
So they also announced that WWE and AAA Worlds Collide is coming to the Pavilion on the 12th of September. That was announced before we get on. So they did a video package on Dominic Mysterio as well. Loaded how he loaded his mask, like what we spoke about last week. How he went and did that for during the El Grande Americano to beat AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Saturday's passed. After AJ Styles cost Mysterio the AA Mega Championship, Mysterio challenged El Huji Del Vacchio into to a match at Worlds Collide. Ray then confronted him and made fun of him. So it looks like at Worlds Collide we're going to be getting Dominic Mysterio versus El Hadji Del Vicino. The Judgment Day then start to head to the ring. Yes, they start to head to the ring because it's Finn Balor and JD McDonough will battle with Dragon Lee and Mr. Unagi.
aye,
And obviously, yeah, Monday coming, Raw is in Birmingham, so obviously the shows start earlier when it comes as well.
yeah.
Uh, the
Are you on about
Philadelphia
Iguana?
Eagles. Say that again, buddy?
Was that Dragon Lee and Mr. Iguana?
No, it was yeah, Dragon Lee and Mr. Iguana is the next match for the Judgment Day, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Iguana. He's absolutely phenomenal. He reminds me of a green version of Goldust.
Yes, so I'm sure it happened on Triple A as well. because I thought this was so funny on Triple A whilst we're talking about Mr. Guano before we get to the match. But during that thing, I seen a clip of it, and it's like Finn Balor's wearing a mask, takes the mask
Yeah.
off, then he's got a bag, and he pulls the bag out, and he's got a demonoid, and it's in his
Yeah,
hand,
Demonoid.
and then and then he gets in the ring with Mr. Iguana, and the Mr. Iguana is looking at it like that, and like Finn. I thought, mate, wow, creatively that is fucking class, and how
Yeah.
Finn was. When they've obviously came to Finn with the idea, I'm assuming, or he has, I don't know how it's came about, but the fact that they've ran with that, the both of them, and the reactions from both during that clip that I seen of the Triple A, it was just like, oh, wow, it was class. And then seeing the Demonoid, and the fact you could actually, yes, you could buy a Mr. Iguana, but you can actually now get purchase a Demonoid as well on WWE Shop. It's just class. How they've thought all that out just for the Mexican side of stuff is just absolutely brilliant, man. Um, and because where they were based and where the show was, obviously the Philadelphia Eagles were holding the Super Bowl trophy, and that was showed that at ringside. And this match was obviously a non-title match with the Judgment Day, excuse me, and Mr. Iguana. But obviously, the Judgment Day won. They kept the title, which is fair enough. Again, just as you say, Mr. Iguana is just unbelievable. What he could do, how he could use that puppet in the ring to his advantage as well. It's just, it's just brilliant. I'm
It's
seeing
like
if there's,
it's like if
yeah, I was seeing if there was any thingy in amongst it. Oh, so yeah, that was it. Was so funny because Dragon Lee, I think it looks like they took him out for the win. Yeah, Mysterio grabs the Lee's foot. Balor hits Lee with the Woo drop kick, followed by a coup de grace for the win. After the match, Mr. Iguana uses La Casca to try to revive Dragon Lee. The Judgment Day attacks them, and Mysterio clears the commentary table. Mysterio puts Lee on the table, but the guy he's facing at Triple A makes a save and hits Balor with a Hurricanrana.
yeah.
2 to 4, Vico attacks McDonough and hits him with the running meteor. Mysterio hits Vico with the AAA Mega Championship. Lee and Iguana are taken out before Mysterio hits Vicino with a frog splash. And Mysterio holds up the Intercontinental and the Mega Championships. So, and then obviously we get they just show what happened last week because the next match is obviously Becky Lynch versus who we spoke, and I completely forgot this happened after we spoke like 20 minutes, half an hour ago about it. Becky Lynch versus Natalia for the IC belt. I did not expect this one iota, but anyway. So before this happens, she's backstage, obviously, with Jackie Redmond speaking about Lynch's attack on Natalia. Lynch says she didn't attack Natalia. Natalia attacked her 2 weeks ago. Natalia verbally attacked her. Later, Natalia shoved her, so she defended herself. Now, Natalia is bitter because she doesn't belong. Natalia is wrestling for other promotion because she knows she doesn't belong in the ring with Lynch. So I don't. Yes, obviously Becky retained, but I don't think this is over between the two of them. I think this is going to continue further on. If you know
I
what I
think this
mean.
is where we're going to get the Bloodsport Natalia.
Yes, 100%, which is what I'm hoping for because it's just amazing. The commentators, like, there's a package and they talk about what's going on with Bailey. They do show a video and it says she doesn't know if anything, if she says she makes any sense. We hear the heel Bailey talking in her head, saying something makes sense without her. Excuse me. She's nothing. They were a double champion and the longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion of all time. All her friends tapped her on the back. Bailey covers her ears to try to drown out the noise. The segment ends with Bailey's inner voice suggesting a hug. So I'm wondering where this is actually going with that video package, if that makes sense.
I think we are getting a heel Bailey.
It would be good to see. It would be different. It'd be very good to see. And it's like she's alluding to having the voices in her head the way that Mr. Orton does, if you know what I mean. and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
You know what would be even better is if Bailey started doing what she used to do on SmackDown by coming down and belittling Michael Cole.
Yeah, now that would be class. Before, because we get, yeah, yes, no, that's before that. So you get a backstage segment with obviously Jackie Redmond with Sheamus. She's asked about the chaos with Rusev. Sheamus says Rusev did not consider running into him with his WWE return. Rusev shows up and they'll immediately be separated. Pierce says he's had enough. They will get it out of their system for the final time at Clash in the Palace in a good old fashioned Donnybrook match. Pierce then screams he needs a drink. Then after all this, we get the promo of all promos. But obviously, her music hits, she comes out. She says, "We've got something to tell you," which is Naomi. Then they allude to the screen because they did the podcast with Stephanie. So they told Stephanie about her now being 7 weeks pregnant. So, like, she alludes to tell that. And I'm thinking to myself, holy fucking shit. She was pregnant then, technically, when she fought at SummerSlam, if you know what I mean. And I'm thinking they must have kind of had an inkling in some way, or they didn't know because some of the spots that happened when her match in SummerSlam. I'm thinking, if you're 7 weeks pregnant and the way people have stood on you during your match, holy shit, wow, you know what I mean? But memory serves me correctly, John. She is the only champion to have had to relinquish a belt twice. Did she have to relinquish a belt before? Well, only female.
No, Becky's done it twice as well, hasn't she?
Oh, okay. I thought she was anyway. I thought well, no, it's definitely the second time she's had to relinquish it. Anyway, like,
Becky come out with one of the greatest tweets of all time.
oh yeah, she did. And I'm looking at it thinking, pot out black, bitch.
Yeah, I was like, that is the most heelish thing.
Oh, heelish thing ever, and I'm looking at it reading that as heelish as anything. This is, but kind of you did the same, if you know what I mean. Does that make sense?
Ours was smarter, I would say,
Yeah,
because the way it happened, and then we never really got a cash in. We just got told the belt was
yeah,
in the
no, exactly. The
briefcase.
briefcase had the title in it. I think that was smart the way that was done at the time and everything else. But what I loved about this segment was how they gave us the story and then how she basically had said, "No, I'm not doing it. I'm not relinquishing the belt. I'm not. It's the second time. I'm not doing it." Telling Pierce to f off and everything. I thought. Total heel Naomi, totally great. And then how she was laughing and saying, "Oh, the bloodline's going to continue," and says, "Right, I'm going to lay my custom made belt down here, and whoever has this belt when I come back in 9 months or a year longer, you need to remember to proceed with caution because I'm coming back for that belt." And I thought, what a fucking way to end the segment and everything else.
There's a meme. There's
Yeah,
a
I
meme
know.
that I said. I think I sent you it,
Yeah,
and, and it was like the sponsorship in the middle of the ring says Slim Jim,
yeah,
and it was like it states um, she didn't only just put the title down, she put it down on the guy that made her relinquish the belt.
yeah. I was like, wow. Honestly, it was just. And then obviously after that, we get the Extreme Rules match between Braun and Jay.
We got a special. Can I just say we got a special entrance from Jay Uso.
Yes, we do, mate. Actually, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
He paid homage to New Jack.
that's right. Yes, he did. That's right. He absolutely did. And yeah. Roderick, yes. Like, if I can't remember who won this match.
I think it was Jay Uso.
I think you're right. I think he did, and then there was commotion in between it all with everybody else.
Yeah,
Bronson
because
Reed
everyone.
made the save, and then
Yeah,
everybody else came out that's involved in the match at Clash, LA Knight and Punk, and everything else. They all come out too. Um, Punk then sent Knight through the table, enhancing the tension between the two of them. This is when Jay did when you're right. And then OTC's music hit and he cleaned house, but they then tried to stop him. So yeah. So it was again eventful the way to end the show with it's a street fight, right? So you know what's happening in a street fight. There's going to be people involved no matter what. No matter what. But again, it's built obviously because we've got Sheamus now facing Rusev Clash next weekend. We didn't have that match announced. I do still think there's a few things that can build, and could we see potentially Becky versus excuse me, Natalia at Clash? I'd be very
Yeah.
happy if it did happen. Right, two more to
You know,
do, and then we will be off, my friend. Say that again, bud.
do you know what would be even better? Is if they done an ultimate submission match.
Oh mate, now that would be quite class actually.
Becky's got the disarmer and Natalia's got the sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter. Which one wins? Yeah. Nice. Mate, I love it. Moving on to NXT. We'll go through this as quickly as we absolutely can. Not too quickly, but we've got
There wasn't much on NXT this week.
No,
I
it
don't
wasn't
think.
because they're building for Heatwave. Remember, so what? There was a couple of matches. There were segments. Because obviously Heatwave is in a few hours.
Yeah.
So you've got Yoshi Alamure versus Josh Briggs in a Philly street fight. Take it away.
That opened the show, didn't
Yes, that was a show opening, mate. Yeah.
it? From what I've seen, because I've been trying to catch up with as much as I
Yeah, no,
can.
that's fine,
Emanuri's just absolutely incredible. And the chemistry that him and Josh Briggs have together is wow, mind blowing. I think Josh Briggs wins this, doesn't he?
Yes, he did. And I think that's going to keep the feud between the two of them going as well, though.
Yeah.
Which will lead down to something at Heatwave.
I would like to see a Gulf of Mexico match between them two.
Now that would be an interesting take, my friend. You should get on the booking team for WWE.
I mean, because like they're both they both don't like keeping it in the ring.
No, they don't. But that's why it was a street fight. So, yeah. Again, you're right. Honestly, Josh is just something else. But so I think, see, they two as well, when they hit the main roster, oh my fucking God, wow.
Really?
So then we move on to Ricky Saints, versus Jasper Troy. Again, I thought this was a very good match. I'm loving, yeah, obviously Jasper didn't win, Ricky did. But I'm loving to see the fact that Ricky's back. Yes, he's under a different name and everything else, but Jasper is just, oh my God. I just don't know what to expect when he's in the ring,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean, with him. And it was like, and the fact that we spoke about it with them, like, say, Charlotte and everything else, and Piper and Lash and Nia. The fact that what he could do in the ring, and the fact, yes, he didn't win, but the fact that Ricky was willing going with them at the pace that they were going, and building the story that they needed to get to the end finish the way the match ended. I'm looking forward to seeing if this feud will continue, or if that's the end of the feud and they're moving on to something else. If you know what I mean.
Well, I've heard a little rumor that Ricky Saints, Ethan Page, and it's one. I think it's Tavian Heights. They could be going up. They could be moving up shortly.
Oh, nice. Now that I'd be very happy with. I would be very happy with. But with stacked roster that WWE has at the moment, if they do move up, where do they use them? Could some of them get added into the Vision? Could someone get added into the NFTs? You know what I mean? It's going to be interesting.
I would say definitely add. If you're going to be moving people up, this could work. This could really work. Is of the ruler join Seth's faction as the enforcer.
Oh, now that is a good shout, actually, mate. A very, very good shout. So we then move on to a Jordana Grace, Blake Monroe promo. Monroe tells Grace that she has a finger on there. If she lays a finger on her, so they go backwards and forwards and stuff. And if she lays any hands on her or anything else before their match at Heatwave, the match is off. They go backwards and forwards, keep doing the way they're doing these kind of segments. There's security there for her. But because obviously Grace can't get her hands on Monroe, she takes out the security and stuff. So I thought, you know what? The way it was set up, I'm thinking, right, this is going to be one of these ones that she can't touch me until we face each other at Heatwave. And it's something we've not seen in WWE for a while, where you can't touch me until this. And if you touch me, the match is off. I thought for it to be portrayed in a women's match for a change rather than a men's match, I thought that was a very good. And they have brilliant chemistry, both of them, 100%. And I'm looking forward to seeing this match. I'll probably not watch it tonight. I'll probably tomorrow at some point. But I'm looking forward to seeing this match and seeing how it all plays out.
I'm looking forward to giving it a watch because I'm probably not going to sleep tonight, to be fair.
Yeah, so then you've got, after that, we've got Fail Influence versus Ash by Elegance with Heather by Elegance and M by Elegance. With they've got the personal concierge at ringside, but Masha Slavovich is obviously the special guest referee for this match. And then obviously, again, great to see these guys. I've seen Ash by Elegance. I seen her not fighting, but I seen her last February when I was down to FTLO, and she's so down to earth. Got so much time for the fans. Uh, I couldn't thank her enough when myself, Craig, and Ollie actually met her, and how she engaged, and like we'd seen her one day, and then the next day we were there. Because we were going around the different wrestlers that were there, because she wasn't at the table, we had asked, because where are they going for food? She said we'd asked about that, and then she'd asked us what would we done in it and stuff. It was just a great interaction with her, and I'm loving the fact that her and her sisters and that are was a part of TNA, and actually we're getting to see them, even though she was in WWE before, getting to see them again, showcase their talent on WWE NXT. This is going to be interesting because obviously yes, Fatal Influence won with the mixture of Masha Slamovich. But this is going to be interesting for when Heatwave comes around and stuff, because what's going on, and I don't think whatever happens tonight on Heatwave, I don't think what's going on with Fatal Influence and the Ash by Elegance brand will be over. I think that's still going to continue after tonight on NXT Heatwave. Then we get an Ethan Page promo. And now, this promo, I thought it was weird, right? Not the promo, but I thought it was weird when they first paired him and Piper Niven and Chelsea Green and that all together. And the way they go backwards and forwards because about Canadian stuff and everything else, I thought, you know what? I could see why they put Piper, Green, and the rest of them all together now, because I think they can work so well together. And like you said earlier, how obviously there's a rumour that Ethan could be coming up. Is this testing the water? Him working with Chelsea Green and the Piper and that, for the fact that when he comes up, he could continue what they've started in NXT and make it branch out and carry that on when they get into WWE SmackDown.
Because the way they could book that is, right, they could book him, whoever the United States champion is, they can book Ethan going for that belt and have him do something like what he's done with the North American Championship and have it like with a Canadian strap,
Yes.
and then trying to rebrand it. Oh, this is not called the United States Champion anymore. It's called the face of Canada champion or something.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. And then obviously we get main. I think this is the main event.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. And then so it's Trick Williams versus Javon Evans, and it's for the number one contendership of
Yeah.
uh, for
Obafemi.
NXT, which obviously that match is tonight on Heatwave, and mate, what a match! Honestly,
Yeah.
I did not expect Mr. Evans to win, but I'm very fucking happy he did, and that he's going to face Obafemi this evening for that
You,
match for the belt.
yeah. Do you know what? That pep talk from Mr. Taker himself has done the world of good
Oh,
for Javon.
100% it has, mate. 100%. And it just shows you we're having guys like him or Road Dogg, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, even Punk when he shows up. Just having guys like that around to give you that bit more insight and whatever else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I thought
100%.
I was expecting it because obviously Trick's not had the belt for a while. He lost the TNA Championship and everything else. No, he's
Has
still
he lost it?
no, Sharp. He's still got it. Sorry, he's got, but I mean, he's got the NXT belt. Sorry, I was like, I
Right,
thought to
right, Aaron.
myself,
2 seconds, Aaron. Look, Var says he's still the TNA champion.
oh man, it's been a long night, honestly. But yeah, I mean, he's not had a WWE belt for a while, but it was good to see because we've already alluded to it from NXT last week how over Javon Evans is, and I think because I'll wait to talk about the cards before we go on to Monday Night Raw. I think,
Friday Night SmackDown.
yeah, that one too. Yes, Friday Night SmackDown, not Monday Night Raw. Yeah, Friday Night SmackDown. Fucking hell, man! Wow. So the Heatwave cards, right? Okay, for this evening it is Jadalia Parker versus Keelan Jordan versus Lola Vice, and it's a number one contenders match for a triple threat for the NXT Women's Championship. So obviously, whoever wins that match will become the future contender to the Women's NXT. I completely fucking forgot that they were the tag champs, Hank and Tank. I completely forgot they were NXT tag champions.
Yeah, yeah.
I completely forgot, but I think it's purely because the belts haven't been defended for a while on NXT.
They're the only tag team to beat Fraction for the belts.
Yeah. So they two versus Dark State for the tag belts. Then we have Jesus, mate. This is going to be a long one, okay? Right, JCJ with Fatal Influence versus Ash by Elegance with George Iceman versus Masha Slavovich. So it's a triple threat match for the TNA knockouts. Because obviously JCJ is NXT and the TNA knockouts champion. Then we have Ethan Page and Chelsea Green with the Secret Harvest versus T-Von Heights and Tyra May Steele.
Oh,
Mate, I think that's going to, and we just spoke about it, how that's going to elevate them. I think that match will be a good match.
100%.
And stuff. See, look at this card, mate. I can't call anything right now, apart from the Jordana Grace. I think Jordana Grace is going to beat Blake Monroe. That's the only match I'm going to call right this second. And probably
Yeah.
the NXT Championship match. So you've got obviously that one that we've just spoke about. You've got Jordana Grace versus Blake Monroe, and then the main event, which I'm assuming is the main event, is Obafemi, who is the NXT champion, versus Javon Evans. And I have a theory, John. Okay, my theory here is that Javon Evans is becoming the new NXT champion, and Obafemi is getting called up to the main roster. There you go. That's what I think's happening.
like I have well I have it's not a theory as such, but it's so I don't know if he's used it yet, but the winner at LFG, I think whoever wins the NXT champion, like the music hits, he gets his contract. He says, "I'm going to cash it in now." Boom, 1, 2, 3, new champion.
Nice. I never even thought. Actually, I completely forgot all fucking about that. So now, looking at the card for the, I'm sure it's a couple of hours time. It's going to be interesting to
Yeah.
see.
I'll tell you in a second what time it starts at.
Well, because obviously, I know why they've done it, because obviously AEW was today, and that was at the O2 in London. And that was at 6 p.m. The show started there.
Yeah. My pal said it was a class atmosphere down there.
Good. I know someone else that was down, but I've not heard much from him. I've seen photos and stuff, so it looks like he's had an absolute blast. Right, moving on. We are going on to Friday Night SmackDown, and then we can get you to bed, John, because you look like you need to sleep, my friend. Becky Lynch opens the show. Because obviously,
we literally have an hour and 59 minutes till.
I thought it'd be about 11. So Becky Lynch opens the show because obviously, where was WWE this weekend? Where was WWE on Friday night?
Belfast.
Dublin, Ireland, yes. So
Yeah, where do you have getting Belfast from?
mate, close enough, it's fine. But obviously she opens the show, goes on and berates, as the classic heel that she is, berates the crowd, saying, "Oh, I've come home, blah blah blah. You should have brought this for me. You should have did this. You should have did that." Carries it on, keeps going for a bit, and then Tiffany Stratton interrupts her.
Didn't Becky not talk about like how she used to be in the crowd and how
Yes.
she like clapped for her heroes when she was
Yeah. So total heel move, like how she went, "I used to be you, I used to be this, and I used to bring stuff. So why are you not then doing it for me, because I'm back home and I'm doing what I am now?" Which I thought, mate, was class, well written promo. It got where it needed to get to where we're going with Tiffany Stratton and stuff. Yeah, so she came in to speak to her, and I think she was away then and try and take Becky out, but she didn't get a chance because obviously Nia Jax came out, and then both Nia and Becky attacked Stratton. But then obviously, mate, you know where this is going, right? You know exactly where this is going, right? Right. So obviously Jade Cargill comes out, makes a save, and Mr. Aldis comes out and books a match for later on with Nia Jax and Becky Lynch versus Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill. There you go. Oh, mate, we honestly.
It's not Nick Aldis, it's Aldis Law.
Aldis Lock. So then after that we get Melo Don't Miss versus MCC. What a match! I was so, and I'm still going to say it. The chemistry they have, and the fact that, yes, it's like the Miz and Mel still aren't gelling well enough and everything else. Like last time when they tagged on Raw, and one of them tagged in when they didn't want them to, or they're dissatisfied with it. But whereas that happened in this match, I think the Miz tagged himself in again and got the win. Got the win. I had to make sure I was going right. Got the win, but Mel didn't look dissatisfied this time. Whereas on Monday night, he was like, "What the fuck did you do that for?" So I'm like I've said already, we spoke about it a couple 10, 15 minutes ago, whatever. I'm looking forward to seeing where this going, but I still want Motor City Machine Guns to have Motor City.
Motor City.
Yes, I still want them to have that, but we can't do anything about that. But it is what it is. It could be copyright issues or whatever. We just don't know why they don't have it, because
About it.
to me it doesn't. See, for it doesn't make. See, when they announced they were coming, I'm thinking it's I knew straight away when they were doing the vignettes, right? And I thought that's MCC, but it's not MCC, if you know what I
Yeah.
mean. It's yes, it's them, but
Yeah.
it's not their music, and I'm like, okay, there's obviously a reason behind it anyway.
You know what? You know what I think the reason is, right? Now, this is me going back in my time when I've been on Spotify, and that song came up, but it's licensed by TNA because it's on a TNA CD.
Yeah, that could be the reason behind it, mate. It could very well be, but the fact that WWE and TNA are in a partnership together, you know,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say that it's right or wrong or anything, if that makes sense. But
Uh-huh.
you know,
It would be better to have them with their own theme song than not have them with their own theme
yes,
song.
you're exactly right. And remember what I spoke about, like from last week, with Charlotte, and Alexa. Well, roles were reversed this week
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it was Charlotte in the ring versus Piper. But what happened? If you remember, who actually won this match, John?
Was it Piper?
Yes, she did win the match.
Yeah, because she won the match, and if I'm mistaken correctly, her shirt got ripped, and her bow tie was hanging like off her like chin.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But again, like what I said about last week, if they were going to make them be challengers, I thought she should have won. And they, well, yeah, I know this is going out now. They must have heard from the gods, if you know what I mean. I'm joking, but it's good. It's good to see. You know what I mean?
Oh,
It was good. It was good to see because I think again now Charlotte's at the point in her career where she's happy to help put talent over.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not saying yeah, okay, whatever. Um,
Well,
so I think it's a bot. It's someone on YouTube saying Rhea Ripley will be a women's champion. Crown Jewel, Buddy Murphy back. Apparently, this is what this person's saying in my comments, so I'm just putting it out there. I have no idea who this person is, but there we are. It says WWE Miriam Malaysia Joy Whore. So, you know, because it comments come in, I have to read it out. So there we are. Then we get Jimmy Uso, Sami Zayn backstage segment with Solo Sikoa. And you know what? This was a good segment, which is, I think, this
was this
alone.
segment, was this the one where Sammy congratulated Jimmy, and then Solo came in and said, "You can call that newborn baby its favourite uncle."
Yeah, it was. Which I thought, no, what? It was a nice nod. It was good. It was great to see. No, that's not happening either. Sorry to tell you that, mate.
What?
So the boy from YouTube again is putting WWE Jey Uso versus Gunther at Crown Jewel.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I thought this was a good segment, right, for that, and I think this is building for them for later, John. Like
Yeah.
not Clash in Paris, but something else, like leading towards Survivor Series.
Yeah. 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 I completely know where you're going with that. Here, what's Rikishi's beef like with?
I don't know.
Like, that is weird.
No. WWE Crown Jewel. This is in the comments, people. Okay, for anyone that is still watching along. Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed Championship at Crown Jewel.
Can I just say it's not called the WWE Undisputed Champion anymore? It's just a WWE Champion.
I know, but they still say it. They still say it. I have a theory about something, and I'm going to put it out there very soon. because we're getting to near the end. But we have a Mr. Cena segment.
Oh, that was class.
Mate, I absolutely loved it. And you know what? I love him being a face again. Don't get me wrong, the heel stuff was great, but like we've already spoke about, because everything else that happened with it, it was right to end when it did, but they could have before, rather on at SummerSlam, rather than doing it on the Friday night, they could have did
Yeah,
it at SummerSlam. He could have
Yeah,
came
they
out right at SummerSlam with his black, not running into the ring and stuff, if you know what I mean, and then through the show, do the turn through the show, turn to baby, and then when he goes out, when he goes back out the ring, and before Brock comes, he's all is that why they've did the baby turn on the Friday night because they knew he's going to be facing Brock at some point.
we booked that, right? We should Cena like not come out, at the start of the show, but like show him getting spoken to by like people of his past, like have like Triple H talk to him and say, "Where's the John Cena that had integrity? Where's the John Cena that had
Yeah.
heart?" And then like have Randy, "Where's the John Cena I used to feud with? We want to see him." And like you have people coming in and like talking or making them think, and then have him come out, do the switcheroo with Cody, and then that would have worked better. I would have said.
Yeah, I think so, man. It's just, no what, don't get me wrong, I'm loving Cena, but you're right, this segment was brilliant, and it sets up nicely for what happens at the end of the show, and it sets up for when he
Yeah.
faces Logan Paul next week, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
What I
Yeah.
thought,
See,
I don't go on, sorry.
see that end segment.
Mm-hmm.
The USA Network had to edit that
Oh, really? Wow.
because if you watched it live, but what happens, he doesn't actually connect properly with the person.
Oh, really? So he doesn't actually connect
Yeah,
properly with Cena? Oh, wow.
you got to edit that so it looks like he's actually connected.
Wow. Didn't know that, but yeah, so know what, you're right. With this segment, it was brilliant. The fact he came out, right? His music hit, he goes in the ring to go and speak, and he doesn't even say anything. Paul comes out, does what he's saying, everything else, and John just stands there and takes everything in. But what I don't know about you, right? And I thought they must have signed off on this, right? Because the way how he talked about Nikki Bella and said what Cena had to do for Nikki Bella, and then how uh, Cena talked about Logan Paul's legal troubles. And I thought, oh, we have really went personal there in the fact that what happened with Nikki with the house and stuff, and then yes, he did have issues and that happened, but I'm thinking, oh wow, you know what? It was great to see, very good. Which obviously leads to what happened, and we could touch on it because I thought it was a nice way to end the show, right? Nice way to go off,
Yeah.
and Aldous to be freaking the fuck out. But we'll get to that because that's coming up because it's very very soon.
The bit I prefer, the bit I loved when Cena went out and kicked the hydration station.
Oh mate, that was class, absolutely class.
He just came and goes, "You think you know it all when you've got a big when you come and need our company to promote your energy drinks, your hydration, boom station."
That was class, man. Then we have the Street Profits versus the MFTs.
Yeah.
I didn't expect the Street Profits to win this match, though, if I'm only honest.
No, but uh, they need to WWE. I think the way the WWE are wanting to build Street Profits, they need to have that. They need to have that build momentum.
So it looks like we've gone back to Mr. Comedy, Mr. Truth. Because the next match was meant to be Aleister Black versus Mr. Truth. Now, obviously,
He was the
Aleister's out. Mr. Black gets Black's already in the ring. But Mr. Truth gets on the trolley and says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in Dublin, Georgia. So I'm not there, but I have a valid replacement for you." And he faces against Damian Priest. But the match didn't even start because there was no contest. It didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
It didn't go anywhere, but oh mate, it was the afters.
Yeah.
So
it made
like,
sense.
like
It made
that,
sense where it,
all that happened, that made sense. But then the next bits after, because Drew McIntyre again gets on the mic, says what he says about Cody,
Cody.
and then oh mate, I don't know if you've seen this clip, right? And I'll probably not be able to reenact him on camera, right? But he's chatting away, saying it. Randy Orton slithers in the ring, and he's like, some form of shit like that, or something like that, and you, and I'm like thinking, I'm watching it, and my element thinking, know what's coming, but Randy looks, holy shit! It's like he's in the ring, he's got his t-shirt on, ready to say RKO everyone and whatever, and he goes, and then boom, bang, and I was like, I'm sitting there thinking, what the fuck? Wait a minute, how did they come from doing what they did there with Truth to doing that to Randy Orton being like out his tits? Because that's the way it fucking looked to me, like he was on fucking whatever. You know what I mean? It was just how that the whole all that segment, how they all came together to though. It was class how they managed to put them all together. If you know what I mean? I was like, and I'm thinking, and see again, Randy Orton is just enjoying doing what he's doing in the business right now, and it's great to see that he just got in there and thought, "Fuck it, RKO Drew, that's it, done, bam."
Do you think Cody will be his retirement match?
I don't know, mate.
Because that would be fitting for Cody to put Randy out of the business with the history that they've got.
Yes. So then we move on to Niger. What opened the fucking show? Fucking hell, we've got a theme here. Nia Jax and Becky Lynch versus Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton. Cargill and Stratton win the match, which I expected. It's not going to be, but all in all, I thought again, really good match. It's great to see that they're utilizing Jade the way that they should be, because she wasn't getting used, but they, I get she maybe had issues or whatever, and it's taken her longer to get to where they want her. And you can see in her matches there is still times where she is still raw, but it's interesting and it's great to still see these things. And obviously, we alluded to it earlier. Like after that, you get the backstage segment. Well, car park, whatever you want to call it. John Cena's standing, and I don't know if he was speaking to other folk, but he clearly was speaking to Mr. Nick Aldis, the SmackDown GM. He's chatting away to him, and then out of nowhere, Logan Paul comes out and just goes, bang.
But listen, did you not hear what Aldous said though?
Yeah.
Said, I've just had word from Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I did.
And then you like, so watching it live, I seen the end of it live.
Mm-hmm.
So when Logan connected with Cena, he didn't actually hit him.
Yeah.
But when you watch it back on YouTube,
it looks.
You can see the CGI where I've edited so it actually connects.
Mm.
Like,
fair enough, right? I get these things happen, right? And I know Logan properly isn't a wrestler and stuff, but I'm wondering if it was because that was the last segment. It was done that quickly. Yeah, they've maybe rehearsed it. Well, it's been done that quickly, and yes, remember because he's got the gold plate in his hand, and what he can do, that's classed as knockout punch. Is it the fact that he purposely has not went to connect with him properly? Because if he had hit Cena properly right in the jaw or in the face, wherever it was, right, and the way Cena goes down, fair play to Cena. Cena's a total pro because he sells it the way that you would sell it, and it's like Cena's out fucking cold, if you know what I mean on that. I'm wondering, because where they were and it was like in a parking area and concrete, if he fucking hit him proper full pelt the way that he would if he was in the ring, that could have been worse for Cena, if that makes sense. I'm not
Yeah,
saying that
but
that's not why, but then
it was,
what I loved about it as well though was he walks off total heel asshole. I'll see you in Paris, and then fucking Aldous is like, you fuck off, will you, or what, towards someone maybe not to that effect, but then quickly straight away gets back into proper over to John Cena and thinking, shit, John, you okay, you okay, and making sure that
yeah,
he's okay as well.
he shouts at Logan, just go away, Logan, go away. And then he's like, yeah, you just keep running. And and then he's like, you all right, John? John? Are you all right?
And then they all, I need
And
help,
then
I need medical, I need medical. And I was like, know what?
yeah,
Great way to end it to build for their match next week. And I think I can't remember if John is either on Raw or SmackDown this week. I'm assuming he will be. But I'm assuming if he
I
is
think
on either of the two shows, I have seen his schedule. I just can't fucking remember for the love of me right now. But that will definitely be addressed if he's on Raw or SmackDown, whichever one it is this week.
I think right now this is where I think Clash is going to end.
Go on.
I think Logan wins,
Doesn't hurt him if Logan wins.
but John stands up, shakes Logan's hand, then John, and then boom, Lesnar's music hits. He comes down. Then he issues a challenge for WrestlePalooza.
WrestlePalooza on the 20th of September, which while we're here, we will talk about. Now, obviously, WWE announced middle of last week on all their platforms that they are doing WrestlePalooza on the 20th of September, and that for the Americans, that will be the first time that it is on ESPN Plus because they will no longer be on Peacock.
Yeah.
Now, if I remember correctly, I may be wrong. Peacock was meant to have so many dates, like similar to the way John does, and because because WrestleMania was 2 days and SummerSlam was 2 days, they've now hit their quota for the dates that they were to have. So that's now why they're going on to ESPN instead.
John Cena's last match
It's
will
a
be
Saturday night main event
on
in December.
On the 13th of December.
13th of December, because it's Saturday night main event now, and it's actually in his home, not quite his hometown, but I'm sure it's in Massachusetts, but I don't think it's West Newbury.
No, I don't think it's West Newbury.
But it's definitely in the area where obviously he says where he hails from and stuff. But yeah,
I really do hope that they do dedicate you get to see some of the moments from John Cena's career.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole.
Yeah, no, 100%. No, what it's the right time for him. It's the right time for the company and everything else. It's been great to see him back again. But this will be the last thing I say on everything. But I think, right, that John Cena will become the world heavyweight champion and not go out, but he's going to face Rollins at some point because remember, him and Rollins do have heat from before that they haven't addressed. Now, if Rollins is still the world heavyweight champion, now I know John doesn't have many more dates left to go. Obviously, he's got WrestlePalooza. He'll have obviously a Saturday night main event in December is his last date. It's no Survivor Series. No. His last actual date for fighting will be his tour ends in December. His farewell tour ends in December, so that Saturday night main event will be his last fight, the 13th.
Is he not scheduled for Survivor Series?
He's scheduled for Survivor Series. Yeah. He's scheduled for that. But
what I'm thinking is, right, there's one title Cena's never won.
yeah, no, we've spoke about it, mate. We have.
But I think, right, so I think if you're right and he's going to beat Rollins, right, I think he gets an IC title shot first, he wins that, then he becomes the world heavyweight, so he's John two belts. Then he'll lose one of them, and I think he goes out, like you say, I think he goes out as a world
He'll
heavyweight
not
champ.
go out as it, but he'll go out and he'll have broke the record again because he'll be an 18-time champion. Like he'll have not yet. I mean, you'll face him. You'll keep it for some time, right? And then he could potentially. I know he's got Lesnar is on the people that he wants to face. He could potentially lose that to Lesnar, right? But we just don't know how long Lesnar's around in dates and stuff. But anyway, thank you as always, my friend, for joining me over the course of these 2 and a bit hours because it has been very, very long. Thank you for anyone who has been listening to us waffle the biggest lot of crap ever and talk about all things WWE. We will be back next Sunday around about the same time, 8:30. I thank you again for everyone joining us, and please, everyone, stay